It's hard to tell exactly where the winning move will go. I think if it's not on one of the longer climbs, there's plenty of opportunity on the Val d'Enfer because, 1.6k, it's basically like 9-10% is a big enough launch pad, and pretty much they've created a route where anybody could attack anywhere, which I think is a really interesting scenario. I don't think this is just going to come down to the final climb. I think it could blow up anywhere.
Yeah, I think you're right. And in that sense, I mean, Tadej Pogačar is the first one I think we should talk about. I mean, we've talked about him in the World Championships. He did very well there, as we all know. Even in the time trial that many people didn't give him credit for, he still got his career best TT. Did an even better TT performance in the road race. And yeah, never been European champion, like you said, fifth in that, in the Colbrelli edition, trying to do what Sagan did. Wasn't Sagan European and world champion at one point? But yeah, obviously a very interesting course for him. What do you think of his chances and the Slovenian team, etc.? I mean, he has an unbelievable hit rate this year with one-day races.
Yeah, well, in terms of his chances, I think unsurprisingly, he is probably the favourite for this event. And yeah, you are right. Sagan did double up in World Champs and European Champs. In terms of the Slovenian team, Pogačar, Pogačar, Mohoric, Novak, Primožić, not Primož Roglic. Having like Tratnik and a couple of other kind of smaller Slovenian names will kind of fill it out. So no Primož Roglic, so you're going to be seeing, Mohoric and Novak really having to do a lot of the legwork, which I think is really conducive to why Pogačar decides to attack early, because I don't think, like we were talking about in World Champs, I don't think the Slovenian team is that strong in terms of the supporting cast around Pogačar, so almost the earlier he blows up the race, the better, because he can just reduce it down to just the favourites pretty soon, rather than allowing a team to have loads of domestiques around and kind of work him over. He just gets things straight to the chase of, let's just get it mano a mano, see who's the strongest. And I think that's actually a pretty reasonable strategy for somebody who is overwhelmingly strong but doesn't have the strongest team, is just use your guys up and then just go solo. So that's why it'd be really interesting to see what Pogačar will do. I honestly think he might attack with like 70k's to go. 7k's at 7%. Once you've done that 3 times, I think that's going to be quite an enticing launch pad for Pogačar to go on. He may also wait until the later laps, but I think given the strength of his team, he's going to want to go early again.
I would have loved to have seen his power data file on the Rwanda circuit. Obviously, one of the things against him here with doing one of those long attacks is the differential he had on the cobbles as well. We saw it when Juan Ayuso tried to chase him down with Del Toro. Well, Del Toro was kind of assisting him, so it wasn't, no Del Toro. That's also a negative here. Didn't qualify Mexico for the European Championship, so but you think it will be similar to the World Championships, that he's attacking far out? You don't think he might be holding his powder dry and just following moves, or is he too big for that now?
Yeah, he could just say, I'm the world champion and I'm just going to mark the people who I know are the main threats, and like an Evenepoel, basically, or, some other people, maybe like Ayuso or some other select people, but he might just say, listen, I'm world champion, it's on you guys. If you want to win this title, you're going to have to chase back these people. So maybe he does play a little bit of, what do people say, a little bit of possum, kind of just try and force other people to work and play on the fact that they're going to want the result more than he will, because he's like, if I get European champs as well, that's just a nice to have, whereas for you guys that would be quite a big deal. Yeah, I don't know whether he'll wait for the later laps. I know I did say 1.6k at 9%, it is a good opportunity to force a move, but I think that the 7k's at 7% might be slightly better for Poggy, especially since there's so much time. Like, there's quite a lot of flat ground between all of the smaller climbs, so if you attack there, I think it might be easier for a group to form back together. So I think that's going to be playing into where he's going to attack.
Yeah, I think you're right. I also think that if you're world champion, you should almost be disqualified from going to your national and European championships just because you're going to be hiding that jersey. Obviously, it doesn't work like that, but you know what I mean? Because this European championships, if we have the same time frame next year with like we've had with Rwanda and here in France, then he would never wear the European Championships jersey at all because the last race would be the World Championships before the European champion. So anyway, that's just one of my little annoyances with the sport. But yeah, okay, so Pogačar, you think basically has all bases covered, better kick, probably is going to do it long range, will try and get his best or get another Group 2 dynamic going on because that really helps him out as well. I do feel the field is very strong here and the parcours is against him more. He is the best cobbled uphill rider in the world. We saw that at Tour of Flanders where Match van der Poel couldn't follow him, and then the intense amount of elevation as well. So the Rwanda one was absolutely perfect for him. But do you think this one as well?
I agree with you. I think that it's less suited because of all the flat between it. It gives a chance for a Group 2 to work together a little bit more. Then again, it also provides the opportunity for them all to just look at each other and try and shirk responsibility in the chase, save a little bit of energy. You know, if Pogačar's already up the road and you're like, oh, well, we're fighting for the podium here, I need to save every ounce of energy I can. But I think the Kigali course was more suited to him because it was just, like you say, up and down all the time with the cobblestones. I mean, like you say, you know that Pogačar's really good on there, whereas when it's just pure tarmac, okay, he's still going to be better than other people, but almost the discrepancy between him and the next person should be a little bit less because the cobblestones aren't in there. So I'd say, yes, it's less suited to him, but that doesn't mean it's like not. It just means that maybe the difference between him and the next person might not be quite as big as it was in Kigali.
But we're most welcome to someone else, a man who hasn't represented his country since 2018 in the under-23 World Championships in Innsbruck, where he was against Tadej Pogačar, and that man is Jonas Vingegaard. And I mean, Patrick, we were all surprised with this. I was super surprised. I thought this was a late April Fool's, but when we saw this, he was rumored to be going to Rwanda, but decided not to. And probably for the best, because I don't think he suits cobbles. Well, who knows? Yeah, we'll never know now. But yeah, he's heading up this Danish team. Denmark had limited success in Rwanda, 4th place with Mathias Skjelmose Jensen, who's also in this team. You've got Rasmus Søjbjerg in there as well, Kasper Pedersen, Mads Pedersen, no relation, Niklas Larsen, Alexander Kamp, Anton Charming, and then Jonas Vingegaard being the crown jewel in this Danish team. But yeah, the reason why he's here is because he's won the Drone Classic in the past. I mean, I'd love to see him win the European Championships. Imagine, well, we talked this up, like, was it last year or something like that? Why we wanted Match van der Poel he was world champion, and then to win the European bands, and then you'd have those two fighting up in those two iconic jerseys. And I mean, here we're saying the same thing. Vingegaard in Europeans and Worlds, Pogačar up the West next year. That would be impressive, but is that going to happen, Patrick?